Hello, and welcome to Environmental Science. I am Miss Williams, and I will be helping you work your way through this course. So this is my first time working with Brightspace, and this video is my introduction video to help you acquaint yourself to the new learning platform and kind of learn where everything is. I am still currently learning where everything is, and things may change. So be prepared for that and know that you guys, summer 2023, you are my guinea pigs. We're kind of in this together. I'm told that Brightspace is intuitive, but I'm pretty good at tech, but I am not awesome at it. So I am learning as we go. So if you come across anything that doesn't make sense, doesn't seem quite right, or you weren't 100% sure on what you're supposed to do or where to find something, or if you're looking for a grade, can't find a grade, looking for an activity, can't find anything, please bring it to my attention so that I can address it. And if I can fix it, I will. And if I can't, I'll have to reach out to our Brightspace gurus. There's always quirky things that happen when we're transitioning into a new learning space. So I'm sure there's going to be some bumps in the road. So just, please don't hesitate to bring them to my attention, because if it's a bump for you, it's probably a bump for somebody else. And I like to fix things as soon as possible. This is a really fast, really intense 5-week class. Every single week is equivalent to 3 weeks in a normal semester. So you're definitely going to need to be doing work every single day. And I'm going to direct you to your course calendar, so you can keep pace, stay on track, and not get frazzled and get behind. Okay, so as we go along, I'm going to kind of walk you through some things. So I'm going to share my screen and show you what we're working with. Okay, so I was in the announcement area, but if anytime, you want to get back to the course home, you just go course home. And there's a few things that I would like you to do right away to subscribe to. I don't have as much control over how you work through this learning space like I did with Blackboard, so I have to make some suggestions. If you could please go up to this little gear, I thought, go to your profile, go to notifications, and you can download the app, and apparently you're supposed to be able to use the app with this on your phone. I don't recommend ever working on your phone. I recommend using a computer. But if you are somebody who uses your phone, if you run into any hairy spots with that, also let me know about that so I can be aware. I will not be using my phone to function through the class. I'll be using a computer. So your email settings, I think this is what we want. No, I want you to do, this is what I want you to do. Okay. You do not need anything. You need to subscribe to assignment feedback. So so I would like you to do a new, whenever a new announcement is posted, because that's going to be important. If you could select that. If you have your cell phone connected, that's wise as well to just go ahead and check that box. I don't have my cell phone connected, so my box are faded. I can't check that. Probably a good idea for the reminder to let you know that your assignment is a couple days away from being due, so that you don't forget to get it in on time. You don't want to lose 20 points. That's my late policy. If you want to have feedback, be prompted about feedback, because when feedback is needed, I will put it in. I do not put in feedback unless it's necessary, so good to subscribe to that. Also, then you don't need to know when content, you don't need any of those. You don't need that. So you are probably going to want to know when a grade item is released, or when your quiz, because this should give you tests and quizzes, which some of your labs will appear as a quiz. It's just the the tool I use to create them. Some will be, you have to submit files. Others will be actual like activities with different styles of questions. So you're going to want to subscribe to that too. So at least for this class, and I don't know, I forget if this changes it specifically. Oh no, you can exclude some courses. So if you want to select this and then exclude your other courses, so this is, you know, course specific selections, you can do that down here at the bottom of the screen. Okay, so we have selected when we have a new announcement, when I give assignment feedback, when an assignment is due, and then when a grade is released, and then when quizzes, which will be quizzes and tests. So perfect. So that's what you need to do. Include my grade value and notifications from grades, because if you want to know your grade, you're gonna go ahead and save that. And then you're gonna hit save. Okay. And so then all of your stuff will be updated, and hopefully you won't miss information. Okay, so let's look at the course. Welcome. Make sure you read that. Titled on purpose. Okay, I'm not going to read it to you. Go ahead and read it. And then just so you know, our tutors are amazing. They're amazing people. They're wonderful. And just please don't hesitate to check in with them. The tutors in the Learning Center have significantly more availability than I do, because their only job is to tutor. So they're there all day, every day of the week. So if you start feeling like I'm behind, I didn't do so good on this test, I don't know how to do this lab, they're there. They can work with you. They can do online appointments. They can do in-person appointments. Just, you know, head right on, click that link to the Learning Commons, and just don't waste time getting behind. Okay. Here's some information on the lab report. You will have one lab report. We're going to be doing it in the second week of this course. And just, you know, some other information to go check out. Now, so far, here's this laundry list of upcoming events, things that you need to complete. So I am trying to plug due dates in so that you do get the heads up of when stuff is due. So right now you can just kind of see, you know, that you have things come and due right away. This is an online, this is a accelerated summer class. So each week is equivalent to 3 weeks of work in a normal semester. So understand that every day is like 3 days of class. So you're going to have to be staying on track. And so I'll refer you to the course schedule. We'll take a look at that. Now I want you to depend more on this file that I am about to show you than this calendar of events, okay? Because right now, I currently do not have everything plugged into the calendar. Faculty were not given a tremendous amount of time to prep these classes before summer. We were not given the option to not use Brightspace for the summer either. So I'm working as I go. Just this is flying by the seat of my pants, kind of, which I'm not accustomed to. I like to have everything done before the semester starts. But anyway, here we are getting started. We're going to log on to that. One of the things that annoys me about Brightspace is how long it takes for things to open. So just be patient, wait for the folder to open, and eventually you'll get to where you want to go. So this is your course schedule. This is the holy grail of this class. Let's go ahead and open it up. And on here, okay, you will see every single thing that you need to do, when it's due, when you should start it, when you must submit it. So day one, complete the syllabus quiz. Today, you know, if you're watching this video, the next thing that I want you to do is I want you to go take that syllabus quiz. Then you're going to complete your introduction discussion. It's like, you know, a little preview into how to do discussions. You're just going to say, hi, I'm so-and-so, whatever. Then the microscope lab, okay, will be tomorrow, Tuesday, the next day. And then you're going to have quiz 1 and lecture, and then another lab on Thursday. And then let's cruise over, see if I can see the rest of my calendar. Okay. Oh, that's not what we wanted. Sorry, guys. Like I said, bear with me. What do I got to do? What do I got to do? Zoom out? Why can we only see a third of the calendar? The rest, oh, well, that is very annoying. Why? See what happened here? Put the other rest of the week way down. It like broke up the pages. Oh, because it's Excel. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, you can download this, I believe. Let's download it. Go ahead and download that. And we'll look at it this way. Okay. So here we go. Notice that things are listed in blue, dark blues for lecture, light blue for lab, white for suggestions on what you should be doing behind the scenes, reading your book. And then, hey, red. Okay, red means due. You really should be submitting these things on the day that they're listed, the day of the week that they're listed. So I would like to see you submit Microscope Lab on Tuesday, the 23rd. I would like you to submit your quiz 1 on Wednesday, the 24th, but we all have lives. Your kid gets sick, you're busy, you got a soccer game, you got to go to work, you got double shifts, you can't get that quiz in on the 24th. I get it. It happens. It's fine. But get it in by Sunday. Okay. And don't wait till Sunday. Listen, this is a crap ton of work to do on one day. You will not get it done. This is 2 chapters of reading, 2 complete PowerPoints, and PowerPoints are anywhere from 40 to 80 slides. Okay. And 2 labs, all of which have very brief introductions, but require you to actually do work. Don't do it all in one day. Okay. And, unless you're planning on spending an all-nighter. Okay. So just try to keep pace with the course schedule as it's laid out. It's manageable. Okay. I've taught this probably 13 times now, and it's a manageable schedule. It can be done again, but it is fast paced. So just keep that in mind. These are the days that I would like to see things submitted, the day of the week that they are listed. And then you have until, you know, the Sunday to get everything that was due during the week in before it's quote late. Now, understand this, the lab report right here. The grace period does not apply to the lab report. In this class, you have a grace period. You technically have until the end of the summer semester to turn anything into me that might be late, because lateness happens, okay? And I'll take it. With the exception of the lab report. The lab report is the one item that you have to actually physically write. You have to type it up. We have to do it as general education requirement, okay? And I don't like to grade it after I graded everybody else's, okay? So it's just the rule. I am not going to accept the lab report late. It's the only one. You have to complete the lab report to get a passing grade in lab. There is a lab report alternate. But we will talk about all of that in more detail when you get to stream analysis, which is the lab that the lab report will be written on. So as you go along, you can work ahead, but understand that I have not updated every single thing as of today, Sunday, May 21st. I have the first 2 weeks of this course done. So if you work ahead, you're going to be working through material that I haven't had eyes on yet to make sure that it's compatible on Brightspace. So try to stick to the schedule because I will be staying ahead of the schedule with materials. Secondly, the videos are currently created in the Blackboard platform. I do not anticipate that I will have the time to re-record every single video that is in this class, but understand that the concepts are all the same. So where you navigate in Brightspace is different than where you navigate in Blackboard, but what you do to complete the lab or the assignment has not changed. The only thing that has changed is precisely where you find information. And Brightspace isn't that bad to find things. So let's go to that. Okay. So just to reiterate, follow this course schedule. This is the holy grail of this class. This is going to keep you on track. The lab report is the only assignment that cannot be turned in late, but don't lean on being allowed to turn things in late. Try to stay on track, okay? Because it's just not good for anybody. And then the absolute last day that you can turn in late work for this semester is the 25th of June. Okay. I won't take anything after that. You see right here, grace period ends. Okay. So let's look at where stuff is in this class. So we are going to go back to course home and we're going to wait. And then we're going to go to, let's go to lab. We'll go to lab first. Okay. So you're going to be doing work in both of these modules, lecture and laboratory. And you're going to want to read this. This is just, you know, some guidelines on how to do your labs. And then here, this is your lab manual. So your directions will refer to page such and such in your lab manual. This is an electronic copy of your lab manual. I and a couple colleagues wrote this lab manual, so you do not buy it through a publisher or Amazon or anything like that. You can only purchase a hard copy of this through our bookstore, but there's a free copy right here. And the one in the bookstore, if you like to have something in your hand, it's only like $6, something like that. We did this intentionally to keep things cheap in this course. Speaking of, you will have to order some additional materials. There are three or four labs that require you to use additional materials. Everything can be purchased through Amazon. So go ahead and look at this lab material list. And you're going to have to do a couple things. You're going to have to save your eggshells. And if you're vegan, you can use baking soda. You are going to have to prepare a soil, which means you're going to have to bake a soil. Now, in my full semester classes, we can just like leave it in a garage or on a table and it'll dry out over a month or so. But because this is an accelerated class, you're going to want to go ahead and stick it in the oven and bake it at 200. Okay. And so that's right here. So you're like, what you talking? I got to bake dirt. Yes. Yep, you do. Okay. So go ahead and read through this. These are the things that you need to buy and the links to find them. Now, sometimes I get a question on, the Verify. Yes, that's spelled correctly. And they have changed the parameters. There's like one or two. So instead of like chlorine, it's something else. Just go with what is on the strip. If you need to make an adjustment in the chart available to you, that's fine. Okay, but this is the kit I want you to have. And then, so this is the soil tester kit. And then this is the for the acid rain. And this one's a lot of fun. I like to do acidities. But also make sure that you do the Verify kit because it comes with 2 bacteria tests. And you'll be needing those. So then this is everything that are common household items. So in addition to the stuff that you probably don't own that you need to buy, this is common household items. So if you don't have these common household items, go down to the Dollar Tree and get them because you will need them for this class. And then here is the thing, the crushed eggshells. So a note on crushed eggshells. And then down here, how to obtain a soil. Don't buy a soil. Don't buy a topsoil. It's not going to give you what you need. Okay. And it's going to be a pain in the butt to use. Just go outside and get a soil. If you don't live somewhere that, you can just like go dig in your backyard, the easiest place to get a soil is on the side of the road and like, not in the city in the gutter, but the drainage along the side of like country roads. You always have that like gentle little slope. There's always loose soil right there. Okay. So pretty much anywhere along any road in upstate New York, outside of, city of Utica, and even in Utica, some places. Okay. Just, don't go digging in a park field, kind of thing. But pretty much anywhere along the edges of roads in the drainage is, you know, loose piles of dirt, which is relatively easy to collect. So that's where I would get it if, you know, if I didn't have a backyard or wasn't near state land or something like that. And you don't need much, so just follow directions and collect what you need. Okay, so that's that on your lab materials. Now we're going to go back to laboratory, and we're going to wait for the screen to open. There we go. Okay, and moving on down. So your first lab is a microscope. You click on that, it'll drop down. It'll walk you through it. Okay, so you have directions. This is the video for the introduction, which again was recorded using Blackboard. So it's all the same stuff. You'll see it's even labeled, it's even named the same. It's just, you know, in a slightly different spot on Brightspace. So, but you can figure that out. I got faith in you. So these are all the activities that you will complete. And it's very explicit on how to. There's a link to a microscope, and you tool around with the microscope, and then you answer your questions. Okay, pretty straightforward, and that's that. Okay, metric system is next. Okay, so those are the first two labs that you're going to do this week, and same thing: introduction, directions, the materials that you need to complete each lab, a little refresher on the metric system if you know you haven't seen it in a while or ever in some of our cases, and then the activities that you do. So activity 1, 2, 3, and 4, we skip 5, and so on. Okay, and then stream analysis. Now this is where you're going to do your lab report, and this is going to be the second week of this summer course. Okay, so make sure, listen, whenever I have words on a page, I want you to read them. I know that people don't like to read things, but it is imperative in this class, in every class, okay, to read what I've said. I try not to be, you know, long-winded in my writing, because I know people don't like to read things. Just read it. Important information is in there, okay? And if you're still with me, thanks for hanging. We have a few other things to cover. So as you go through, you can see, here's the rest of my labs that you need to complete. Let's go to lecture. Up here, we click on lecture, and then it will open. There we go. And I have really good internet. I talked to our gurus about this, and they're like, yeah, no, that's Brightspace. And I'm like, oh, that's great. Love counting to 3 every time I click something. Okay, anyway, here we go. So everything that you need to do is in each week module. Now this is broken down into the 14 weeks. Okay, but understand, we'll go back to your course calendar. Okay, so this is listed as week 1, week 2, but this is really like week 1, week 2, week 3. And I had intentions of, yeah, changing these names, which I probably will do before any of you will watch this video, so that you know, okay, I need to do everything in week 1 in the first week. So these first 3 weeks, all of this material is going to be covered your first week of class. So in our first week 1 folder, we have do the discussion forum, introduction, say hello to the class, read the PowerPoint. Now, pay attention. Every single thing that I test you on is highlighted in the PowerPoints. I expect you to read your lab or your textbook to get the foundation of education in this class, and then the PowerPoint as a, you know, kind of like a reminder, and then I've annotated them. So when you see something circled, like, you know, the definition of environmental science, guaranteed to be on an exam, okay? So make sure that you use that as a study tool, because it's useful. Then we have these little short videos that are recorded that kind of explain some of the more difficult topics in more detail, just some of the stuff that I think is a little bit harder for students to grasp. And they're short, they're usually not more than 10 minutes or so long. Then your very first real discussion is going to be here, unsustainable food demands. You're going to watch a video, read a little article, and then you're going to answer this question. Now listen, This is not, I do not need references. This is not a dissertation. This is literally answer the question. That's it. And it's, most of them are opinion. Sometimes you have to give an example. Sometimes there's a little bit of background knowledge that needs to be applied. But for the most part, it's read a short article, watch a short video, and respond. This is your activity in the class. This is your interacting with your peers. Okay. As such, to get full credit for your discussions, you have to respond to at least 2 other classmates. So you have to have your original thread, your response, and then you have to respond to another student's response. Now listen, hey, I like what you said. Cool, man. No, why? Okay, give a little bit more meat in your responses. Okay, and then here you go, quiz 1. Okay, so that's literally like that's day 1. You got to do all that. You really should do all that. I mean, day 2 maybe, because you're watching this. You're going to take your syllabus quiz. Day 2, do that first folder. Okay, and then let's go back. Okay, this is your second week 1. This is going to be chapter 3. You're going to read through it. You are going to look at these slides on biodiversity. You're going to watch this short video. And then you're going to do this other discussion. Okay. And then week 3, we move on to chapter. Okay. Which this is still for you because you're summer. This is week 1. So these, I'm going to fix these. Actually, while we're all here, let me just remind myself to change module names to all right, moving on. So as you go on, you can see, okay, here's all of this, everything that's in the different folders. Now, to find your quizzes, which I thought I put them, I did copy this one to this folder, but the other place that you find your tests and your quizzes is in these modules over here to the left. So we have quizzes and we have tests. And if you are following your course schedule, you will see you will do quiz 1 and quiz 2 in this very first week of class. And then at the end of next week, kind of in between the activities for the lab report, you will do test 1. Okay, so you have 2 quizzes and 1 test in the first 2 weeks of class. I said it was fast. Okay, but you can do it. You got 10 days. Okay, so that's mostly everything. I mean, that's kind of the nuts and bolts of the course. So if we go back to course home, okay, you have these main widgets: getting started, lecture, lab, quizzes and tests, where to find all the majorly important stuff. Once we click any one of these widgets, they automatically populate in this table of contents. So you can navigate up and down throughout them. If we come to lecture, it will collapse, or there we go. If we go to getting started, it will expand getting started and it will collapse lecture. So see how now you don't see all those weak modules. If I go to laboratory, it will expand what's in laboratory. It will collapse whatever I just left. Okay. So that's it. So that's how you acquaint yourself to the Brightspace learning platform. Those are the expectations. This is your schedule. Some reminders. I don't have all the due dates loaded into Brightspace yet. So if you are on course home and you are looking at the calendar, just know that not every single thing is in here yet. So you really, really, really want to always double check here with this calendar. And if you have any questions about Brightspace, don't ask me. Ask the Brightspace people. If it's something that's content specific, you know, like I said in the beginning of this video, if it's something like you couldn't access one of the activities, or you have a question about why you got an answer wrong. Okay, things that are content specific, direct those questions to me. Things that are Brightspace specific, like How do I change my notifications? I mean, I showed you that, you know, stuff like that. That's not me. I am not your person for that. Okay. I am your person for content. Your person for tech. That's the Brightspace people. And you can go to the help desk, give them a chat, and they will get back to you promptly with how to answer tech questions. Okay. So content, that's me. Come to me. Okay. So if you have questions, let me know. I'm going to go ahead and sign off so I can get working on the next thing. When you're all done here, go take your syllabus quiz, go complete your first introduction, and start reading that textbook. Okay, let's have a great summer. Have a great day, guys.